our attention.
That's funny. Sherry, I don't know did anybody else have problems finding the event tab this morning, or is it just me? Like, it totally is not on, and I'm on my computer.
Maybe just you, because there was a lot of people here.
I know, I see everybody here now, but I'm like, what is going on?
I'm on my phone, so
Oh,
my
you're on your
computer, yeah, my computer said it didn't want to come up.
Right.
I'm going live in the group now, so that will help too.
Okay. Well, I don't know why my computer doesn't like me today.
I'm actually having a similar problem. I think ours is defaulting to like manage, and you have to click the tab before it to bring up the events on the computer.
The tab before it.
So underneath, like just like where it says like mom's on.
Oh, I see. Browse. Okay. So, and I'll ask you that later. Never mind. Just remind me I had to ask you something. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Link for the paid group. I'm putting it in the chat. I see somebody just asked that. And also it's pinned to the top of the page as well. That's the website link. And if you're trying to sign up for the monthly, the $500 package is $300. That is the code for it. So make sure you use the code to sign up.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, my company name is Responsive Bookkeeping. And I feel that that's really limiting me because I'm going to start doing taxes and then other things. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to rebrand and come up with a new name.
I don't think so, because I'm going to tell you, a lot of people reach out to me looking for taxes, and bookkeeping is clearly in my name. So I think a lot of people think those two things kind of go hand in hand. Is clearly in my name.
Sorry guys, if I mute you, it's not personal.
Yeah. Some feedback.
All right, guys, feel free to unmute. Again, when that. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Did that answer your question, Amanda, or did anybody else have anything they wanted to add to that? Sherry, did you have any thoughts on that? Do you agree with that, or you think she should?
I do. I think you're fine. I think it's going to be more of a distraction than anything else. I think you're good. I get asked for, I don't have bookkeeping in my name. I kind of wish I did, but anyway, if you know how my business started, it started as an experiment. My husband's an engineer, so I use consulting so he could take over the legal setup and change the business over. That did not happen. So my name's Staggs Consulting, and I get asked for bookkeeping because I tell people what I do. So
Okay, and you don't think that like financial services would lead to like a higher end client or anything like that, or you think the bookkeeping in there is fine?
So what is your name again? Bookkeeping and financial services?
Responsive bookkeeping.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Because even if you wanted to offer that later, you can add it under bookkeeping.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
and you can
Add it on to the name.
Or no,
yeah,
just
and
have it as a service. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. A lot of businesses, like, their books are not clean, and that's gonna be like their first step before you could add on like an additional service anyway. So like the CFO level services and all those things. So get their books clean, work on the bookkeeping piece of it, and then you can throw in like, hey, I can do these additional services for you, for your business, and like this is how these things could help and stuff.
Okay.
And bookkeeping is a highly searched term for SEO purposes, so I wouldn't mess with it.
Okay. All right. Very good. I won't worry about that then.
Let's see, Mindy wanted to know, did I hear something in the group about creating a course on a cleanup job? So it's going to be a webinar. We are working out all the details as far as dates and everything go right now and planning all of that. Right now, our thought is going to be, it's going to be a week-long webinar, probably an hour a day. It will be recorded so you can catch the replays. And we will like just dig in deep on like, hey, here's your first step. This is what you're going to do next and stuff like that. But we're still working out all the details on that because we want to make sure we cover everything we can and as much as possible with that.
Megan, I have to ask, do you want me to spotlight you and me since there's more people? Are we good?
Yeah, sure. That's
Everyone
fine.
good? What's
Yeah, that's
easy
fine.
to see?
Yeah, no, that's fine if you want to do it.
I like seeing everyone's. So,
Oh, or if you want to see everybody's face, I'm good with that too. Because all I see is mine now. There we
okay.
go. Now I see you.
I wish we could like spotlight people talking. Just because there's a lot of people and then on the Facebook Live, it looks funky.
Yeah,
Is-
we do have tons of people this morning. So we are so excited about that, y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming. Yeah, we are definitely hopefully, I'm thinking, what do you think, Sherry? Maybe within the next couple of weeks.
We're trying to do it in October.
So
Yeah.
it's coming. It's not going to be long before you'll have that. And also with that being said, I want to talk on time management, but I'll go ahead and say this real quick while I'm thinking about it so I don't forget later while everybody's on now. On Monday, and I'll make an event in a little while. We are having Eileen come on. I think most of you are pretty familiar with who she is. And she is going to do a special training for you guys on sales. So definitely make sure if you're available, you can catch that or the replay. That's just going to be something free that we are offering to this group. Eileen has offered to come in and do that for you guys. I think we said 12:30 Central. I believe is what time we said. Is that correct, Sherry? Yeah.
Yeah.
Think so. I believe that's it. But like I said, I will create an event. I'll double check that with Eileen. I don't know if she's on here or not.
Oh, no, I haven't seen her.
Okay.
I'll go. look.
Yeah, I'll double check that with her and then I will make the event for that so you guys can have that. Because I think everybody needs that. We have the marketing webinar or marketing challenge that we had done in here when we first started this group. So make sure that y'all go check that out. And then this will help you when you get on those discovery calls, how to close those calls and stuff like that.
30 it is, by the way.
Okay, awesome. 12:30 Central on Monday.
She's like
That announcement, oh shoot, my screen went away. That announcement was, oh wait, what did you say? Based on comments, yes, there's going to be a cleanup training. We are, it's going to be extensive. So we are working out all those details. Now.
Thank you so much for that training.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm getting, there we go. Some requests still to join. So I wanted to make sure I accepted them in case they want to get on the live. Okay. Does somebody else have a question? Did I interrupt somebody? Okay, I don't know if somebody was about to say something. If y'all were and y'all need to interrupt me, feel free to. Okay, so a couple of you mentioned to me that you needed some help and some support around like time management stuff. Amanda, do you mind if I put you on the spot?
No, that's cool. Go ahead.
Okay, because I know you were one of the ones for sure, and I see your face that you're on here. That had mentioned you needed some time management support.
Right.
So tell me a little bit about that. Like, is it just trying to juggle everything that's kind of happening right now? What have you tried?
I think that's what it is. I think it's just trying to juggle everything. I think, see, I'm trying to get the house ready to sell. I had contractors who were supposed to come in and do the work. They did not do it.
Oh,
So
no.
now I get to do the drywall and do all the repairs to the house. So it's trying to juggle everything and the packing and the business and the this and that. So I rearranged my time.
And people
And
talk.
I think I might be getting there. Because I was spending so much time working, which is what I need to do, but I still had to have time to do the rest of my life as well.
Yes.
So we can move forward, you know.
Yeah.
So I was having my difficulties there, but I think I worked my butt off and I got all my extra things taken care of for the business. And I've got more than up to date on my clients. And actually I got up at 5 this morning so I could get my video done for the boot camp and get all that
Awesome.
stuff done. So I think when I'm done with this call now, I'm gonna need like another half hour and then I should be done working for the day. So I've been really trying hard to restructure and reschedule and, you know, the 4 hours of sleep a night will go away when the house is done. You know, then I'll be able to relax more once it's ready. So I think I've just done a lot of restructuring with my time and I think I have it now. We'll find out in a week or so, you know.
Awesome. Well, good
Yeah.
for you. Good for you. I'm glad you're kind of getting that figured out, for sure. And let's see, Amy had a comment in here that says, seem like you have to learn how to be a business owner. You have to learn time management to learn how to manage work, family, and other aspects of your life in the best way. That is 100% true. And just like Amanda's talking here, y'all, you kind of have to, and if anybody else has any, like, if you want me to like talk you through anything like that, but I'll talk a little bit about this right now. And if y'all have questions, feel free to interrupt me. But you have to kind of just figure out what is going to work best for you and your schedule. I can, and even to say you and your schedule, your personality, your family, your life, whatever's happening right then and there. Because I can tell you, I've been a business owner. I started in June of 2019, so 3.5 years now. And it's been a constant like, hey, this works for me time management wise. Okay, this doesn't anymore. Now I need to change it. Now I need to figure something else out. So it's just been that constant back and forth and like just playing with these different things. There's so many different ways as far as time management and scheduling and time blocking and like all these different things that you can do. So if you've tried one thing and you're like, hey, this is not working, like definitely reach out, let us talk to you. This is something we could dive in deep in our paid group with y'all, like one-on-one calls that we could utilize with and like really coach you through these things. But there's so many different things that you can do. A couple of things that have worked for me is one, like planning my week out like on a Sunday or either first thing Monday morning, like, hey, here's a list of all the things that I need to get done this week. And like, when do I think I can fit these in? So I've done that and like put them on my schedule. And then of course leave like a buffer day or some buffer time, like whether it's Friday or half a day, one day, or whatever the case is, where things pop up, random stuff happens, calls run over sometimes, you never know what's going to come up. So when this thing gets pushed back, like, hey, now I need to pick up whatever that task was and move forward with it. And then one other thing, like I think everybody's kind of still in the growing stages of their business. So one thing you definitely want to do is make sure marketing is one of the top things on your list. Like that's one of the first things that you do, and you do that every single day. Because yes, the client's books needs to get done. Yes, this admin stuff needs to get done. The emails need to get answered and all that. But if you're not continually growing your business and posting and stuff like that, then your business is never going to grow and it's never going to take off like you want it to. So you definitely want to make sure that you're constantly doing that marketing, because we talk about this all the time. that it takes a long time when you start, like it takes a long time to get that momentum going. So when you slack off, you have to build that momentum back up. So you want to make sure, even if it's 30 minutes a day of marketing, you're doing something and you're showing up some kind of way as far as marketing goes. So I usually always put that as like the very first thing on my to-do list, if at all possible. Like, hey, marketing is, whether it's making a post, it's adding friends, messaging people, whatever the case may be. And that's going to look different for everybody, of course. So that's been one thing that's worked for me. I've also tried to schedule out like certain days, like, hey, this day or this particular time, I'm taking calls. This particular time, I'm working on clients' books, and back and forth, just kind of depending. I definitely right now need to restructure my time management again. I can tell y'all. So it's definitely one of those things that's a constant work in progress. And I feel like everything is with a business owner, being a business owner, every aspect of that. But and then another thing that I found really helpful, and this is probably where I need to go back and get back into it. Somebody suggested to me at one time to take sticky notes, and on the sticky notes to write down different tasks that you need to do for the week. So and stuff that you could do. For me, it was 30-minute time slots, because I do a lot of one-on-one calls, I do a lot of Zoom calls, stuff like that, where I might have like 30-minute time slot in between one where it's like, hey, what do I do? Well, instead of having to sit there and think about what you do, if you make out these sticky notes that have something you can complete in a 30-minute time slot, it's on that sticky note. When I was doing it, I was putting it on the wall behind my desk, and I color coded the sticky notes. So I would have one color was for my business, one was for like my mentoring stuff, one was for like house stuff and whatever. But then they're all lined up, and when you look at it on Sunday, you kind of see like, these are all the things I need to accomplish. This is what I can do in a 30-minute time slot. So like, hey, I need to code these clients transactions. I need to do the dishes. I need to do the laundry, whatever the case is, like all that stuff on sticky notes. And then as it's going, like, hey, I have 30 minutes, let me pull a sticky note off, and what can I go accomplish at that time? Well, then, like, for me, I'm very visual. So to see that, and to see like, okay, sometimes at the end of the week, you feel like things are so scattered, like, what did I really accomplish? Well, you kind of physically look at that and see like, this is what it looks like at the beginning of the week. And then now this is what it looked like then. Yes, maybe my house is a disaster because I've accomplished absolutely nothing as far as that goes. But guess what? All my business tasks were completed. So like, you can physically see that getting better, because sometimes we all know with bookkeeping, a lot of times nothing's ever 100% complete, because people are always buying stuff. People always have sales, stuff like that. So sometimes you feel like it's never done, but at least you could see those particular tasks are being completed. So I don't know. Let's see. Do we have any comments?
I just want to say I'm a big fan of sticky notes, and I have like a million papers, and I literally like write down what I need to get done for the day, every morning, or I try
Awesome.
to every morning or like midday. So that way my brain is like, okay, focus on these things. And if I can get through 2 out of the 3, then I'm good. And that works for me, because I'm a very like spontaneous person. I don't like, if I sit out and I plan my week out for the week, like I would ignore the plan. Like I wouldn't even look at it. So
Yeah.
to me, it works better to plan it like in the morning when I'm about to start work, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to focus on these things,
Awesome.
Just
Yeah,
my thoughts.
that's awesome. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, everything works different for everybody, and they're, like I said, different personalities and stuff. So I love that. That's a great idea as well.
I use the sticky notes app on my computer for work tasks, because then it's like, I can't miss it. It's right there on my desktop. Like it's literally in my face.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea too. Also, one thing that I use heavily, and this is like, I have a corporate job, so the majority of the time I'm doing corporate stuff, right? So I use OneNote, and OneNote is really cool because you can like create like a monthly list of like everything you have to do. Like you can get as detailed as you want to for like all the intricacies of what you have to get done every month and everything you need to remember. And like
Awesome.
what I do is I create that like one time, and then I duplicate it for each month so that I know, okay, this month I need to go and do that. And then you can add things as you update it. And that really helps me because with OneNote, you don't have to like keep saving the file, it auto saves. So
Oh,
whatever you
awesome.
edit on it, it's just there unless you go in and delete it.
Oh,
So
awesome.
that's been really helpful for me. Just
Yeah, good to know. Thank you for that.
Hey, on a second side to that, I've also learned, of course, you know, it's not my kid, it's my grandkid, which is already a whole new ball game. But I've learned to like, don't beat yourself up if you can't, like I have a schedule, but if you can't get to that, I was finding myself so freaking stressed out
I second
because I'm
that.
like, I couldn't get
Yeah.
this done, or I couldn't get that, or this is on my list today. How am I ever going to get it tomorrow? Because what if she don't sleep tomorrow? I've started like forgiving myself on that and putting it into perspective that the reason why I'm doing this is so I can be home.
Yep.
So, you know, just don't get upset with yourself like I was doing because I wasn't able to stay on that specific little list instead of, you know, getting everything done at one time. I'm now taking a step back and saying, you know, it's okay if I don't get that done, you know?
Yep.
And as
Yep.
Alyssa said, if your clients can't understand that, there's 50 more out there. So
Exactly. I agree with that 100%. I struggled with that a lot at the beginning of this year with my business because I had a lot of stuff going on personally, and stuff like that. And so I really struggled with, like, I was missing deadlines, and I was meeting with a coach at that time, and the business coach, one thing she helped me to understand was like, hey, who set these deadlines for you? Like majority of the time it's us, we're setting them for ourselves. Like how upset is your client really going to be if they don't get their financials by the 15th of this month? Probably not that upset because that's something like I told them I would do, you know? So the more I thought about it and the more I even talked to clients and stuff in those particular situations, they were okay with it. And then even by doing that, you're also, they're business owners as well. You're almost telling them it's okay and giving them permission like, hey, it's okay that you're not on time every single time. Like life happens and that's okay. So you're giving them that permission as well as yourself. So a lot of times we're harder on ourselves on like, hey, this stuff has to be done than what anybody else is for sure.
well, and I've just got to where I tell them, you know, if they say something, I'm just like, oh, well, I had somebody else's books I was working on. They don't know the difference. So, you know, it wasn't your day. It wasn't your day and you're wanting me to do something and it's not your day, you know, so you're just going to have
Exactly.
to wait till I can get to it. So,
yep. And I love what you said about Alyssa's advice. There's 50 others out there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Also, I just want to chime in on that because one
Yeah.
thing I learned, and it helped me a lot in terms of like not panicking about things that come up, because like whether you're working for a corporation or for a small business or whatever, like people panic. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it's an emergency just because they're freaking out. It doesn't mean you have to freak out. So when someone comes at you freaking out, like just remember, almost nothing in accounting is an actual emergency unless literally the lights are out or someone can't use their credit card. Like that's the only emergency. Or, you know, obviously if
Yes.
someone didn't get paid, right?
Right.
Like
Exactly.
meaning an employee, not meaning a
Right.
contractor. Contractors can wait. And I know that you're probably all contractors. And so that's maybe offensive, but at the same time, like when you're looking at it from the other side, you have to think a bit about it like that. Their contractors can wait, you know?
Yep. Exactly. You are 100% correct. Amy, commented, and to throw in the mix, some of us are very busy with 9-to-5 jobs to work around. Yes, 100%. And Amy, I was in that position when I first launched my business. I was still working my 9-to-5. I was driving 2 hours to work, 2 hours from work. So I was spending a lot of time in the car. So it is very hard to try to juggle all of those things. So if you need some help though, like I am 100% here to share and help any way I can, because I've been there for sure.
I hope that Vivo in the background is not super obnoxious, but I was gonna say that one thing that has been really helpful for me in the last like month or so has been I always have just been working from home like at nap time and in the evenings and in like the margins of our life right now. And it got to a point where I was like, okay, there are tasks that I'm starting and not finishing and having to restart 4 different times before I complete them because they need more than 25 minutes of my attention. And so this like probably isn't an option for everybody, but I've been leaving the house with and like leaving my husband with the kids for like 5 hours once a week, just so that I'm like I leave the house, so I'm at a coffee shop, I can't be interrupted, I can't like
Good
have
for you.
somebody
Yeah.
need me to nurse the baby or whatever, and get those tasks that really do need attention and focused attention for a sustained amount of time done, and then be able to do everything else in the margins of our life.
Yeah, most definitely. That is an awesome idea. Good for you too that you can do that for sure. Let's see. Amy also said, I'm putting marketing on the back burner. I'm such a planner and want things mapped out before I start. I need Eileen. This is definitely something we've talked about a lot as well. Like having a plan and everything is great. And I know some people feel like they have to, but one of the things that you have to do is almost like just get out there and do it. Like imperfect action is better than no action at all. So and of course Eileen will be here on Monday to I think she's on the call now as well, but she will be here on Monday. We're doing our sales call, but definitely like everything doesn't have to be perfect, and like make the post, get out there, get the potentials, and like we can help guide you to the next points. Like what questions do you ask, or how do you respond to this question and stuff like that. Like we're here to support you in any way we can at any point in your business. So definitely rely on us if you can from that standpoint. We want to teach you how to do these things the correct way so you feel comfortable and confident enough to go out and do it on your own for sure.
I'm pretty sure I just need somebody to actually push me over the cliff and say, stop being a whiny baby about posting to Facebook.
Okay,
Because
with
I
that
hate
being
her
said,
sometimes.
have you ever listened to the book by Steve Harvey called Jump?
No.
Yeah.
What is that one?
Okay, it's called Jump by Steve Harvey.
Mhm.
Oh, I
Go-
just watched something on that. Yes.
Go listen to it. That is what really pushed me to do whatever I could to get out of my job and focus on myself and my business and stuff like that. Because one of the he's got a real short 6-minute video if you go on YouTube and look it up that you can watch. But one of the comments he makes is like, at some point in your life, you either have to make a decision, either you're going to be pushed off the cliff or you're going to have to jump. So like, wouldn't you rather make that decision on your own? Like, hey, I'm going to jump and I'm going to do this, or you're going to be pushed off and you have no choice. So one thing I always thought that back, because I was working full-time at that time, was like, hey, at any point in time, you never know what's going to happen. You could be fired, you could be let go. And then like, I have no choice. Either I'm going to find another job or I'm going to make this business work. So like, why not make this business work? And I can leave on my own terms, versus, and of course, like right after that, COVID hit and how many people lost their jobs because of that and stuff like that. You just never know what's going to happen. But when you own your own business, you're in a little bit more control over your circumstances, like the clients you work with, stuff like that.
Hey,
I have a
Megan.
really close- So, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I'm also an extreme planner, and I thought I had all my ducks in a row, and then I started marketing, and guess what? Those clients blow that plan all to smithereens. And so you gotta flip right midstream, and it's like, okay, so where now do I flip? So you can plan all you want, but when you start marketing and get a client, those plans just flew right out the window. So just market, girl, just market.
Thank you, Debbie. Thank
They
you for
set
sharing
the
that.
tone.
I want to comment on that of being scared to post consistently, like on social media. I read Fear's My Homeboy because I know fear is a big thing for me.
Uh-huh.
So the biggest thing I learned was to acknowledge the fear and do it anyway. So before I psych myself out of it. I go ahead and I type up or say whatever I'm going to say on social media. And before I actually hit submit, I scream in my head to acknowledge the fear, and then I just press it and let it go.
I love it. Love it. Yeah. Fear is My Homeboy is one of my favorite books for sure.
And honestly, after doing it for a while and consistently, maybe it takes 2 or 3 times. It don't take long at all. You kind of get more comfortable with it, and then
Yeah.
the fear kind of goes away.
Exactly. Yeah. If y'all haven't read Fear is My Homeboy, that's one thing she talks about. She calls fear a muscle. So just like going to the gym, just like working out, like in the beginning, it's very hard, it's painful, all that. But the more you do it, the easier it gets. Is it ever like 100% easy and like goes away? No, but it's way easier than it was the first time you did it, you know? So you use it, think about it like a muscle and working out, she says in that book. So
I think my biggest fear, and Eileen, hi.
Hi there. Hi, Amy. And I was going to chime in.
So
go
I
ahead.
I work 9 to 5 with a really good friend of mine. I've been working for her for almost 20 years. And she is so afraid that she is going to lose me. It's a 2-woman construction company based out of Colorado. And I have this fear that I'm going to have to constantly be reminding her, you're not losing me. I'm still here. And I just don't want to have that battle. And so my posts, I really don't care about family and friends except for her. Eileen, what do you suggest?
Yeah, I would tap on that because there's something there. There's something that she represents. So I'm talking about it. You know, Megan and I really complement each other. She really deals with the conscious mind and I deal with the subconscious blocks. So there could be a memory that you're not even aware of, where she's reminding you of something and that trauma that's really stopping. And I would just start thinking about that fear, tapping on it and seeing what comes up. Because a lot of these memories, you're not even conscious of it. And all of a sudden they can pop into your head and tap it out as well. And yeah, I mean, I hope that helps. And if you wanted, you know, I am doing one-on-ones, you know, on the side. So just, you know,
I think I'm just going to have to take this, approach it. Like, I'm going to have to tell her I'm going to have to start marketing, and your comments on my Facebook will be a big boost, a boon, if you would comment on it as well. But I don't want you to consider this a threat to our working relationship. I think that's a good way to look at it.
most definitely.
yeah, that you can reframe it like that. I mean, imagine talking to her and imagine the worst thing that can happen and start there with the fear. Yeah. And that means something, you know, that really represents a like a past trauma, to really change that. But I like your reframe as well. But
ours has been a real rocky road. We have a love-hate relationship. She's like an extra mom. So yeah, I have a lot of respect for her, and I don't want to hurt her, but I do plan on eventually leaving. She knows this, but I will always help her as well, but just not as an estimator, project manager, coordinator, head dishwasher, and toilet bowl cleaner. I'm just not going to do all that stuff anymore. So
Definitely, I think having the conversation with her, just like you said, is going to be a huge help for you. So you feel like you can go out and do the marketing. And one thing we talked about, we had a mindset call in our paid group yesterday, was that sometimes people are here for a season in your life. And like, sometimes it's really hard to even get past that and like to even face that. But like we go through different seasons in our life, and like now you're building your business. So maybe she was here for a time and maybe it's time to move on, and whatever the case may be. But definitely just be clear with her, like, hey, that you want to still support her. Like, you'll help get people in the position to support her that she needs for these other positions or whatever the case is, you know. But I think just being upfront and having that conversation is going to put your mind at ease, where you'll feel comfortable going out and doing some of the marketing.
I agree. I think that's just the best course of action. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for Eileen for chiming in on that.
Oh, no problem.
All right, let's see. I have trouble on my day off getting focused on what I need to do on those days. I spend all the time during my work week thinking about what I need to do when I get my day off, and I can't organize it in my brain. I need to have a plan prior to my day off. Yeah, that can help tremendously. Something else that I would suggest, there's a video on YouTube. Obviously YouTube's my favorite, y'all. I always say that. But by Mel Robbins, if you type in like overwhelm, it's a 3-minute video and it's called the brain dump. And she tells you like, just sit down with pen and paper and like just write down all the things that you're thinking like, hey, I need to do all these things. So like just get them out of your mind, put them on paper, and then you can organize it from there. Like, hey, what's the most important thing? What do I need to do first? What do I need to do second? Stuff like that. So that might be a good starting point for you. And even another thing, like when you're thinking about it while you're at work or before you have that day off, maybe try to put it down on paper as much as you can, so you can go back to it when you do have that day off.
Can I chime in on this? Because this is
Most
a
definitely
problem that people have, whether they're a business owner, whether they're a full-time stay-at-home mom, or whether they're in corporate, right? Especially if you're a working mom in corporate with kids at home, even, or trying to do all three right now. Being present where your feet are. Being present where your feet are is important, right? So if you're sitting at work and you're thinking about your business, just write down what you're thinking, but then your feet are at work. So you're going to be present at work. You're going to write it down, get it out of your head, know that you're going to do it later. And then if you've got a crying baby at your feet, that's what's at your feet. You're going to be present where your feet are. And then if you're at your computer doing client stuff, that's where your feet are. You're going to be present during client work. Another thing kind of to overlap that, when we did our time management challenge last month, we went through, there's a PDF attachment with that, where we went through like, what are the best times for you to be working versus doing something else? So I know as the rhythm of my day that there's a period of time where I would rather be up walking around, cleaning my house, playing with kids, doing something active versus sitting at my desk. And if I try to sit down at my desk during that period, give or take like urgency, priorities, things like that, like it's really hard for me to focus. Like I would rather be talking to someone or doing something else. And looking back when I was in corporate, that was the time where I was walking around the office and refilling my drink and taking a mental break and all of those things, cleaning off my desk, kind of regrouping for the day. And that for me, that's like 2 to 4-ish time period. So, and I can see that like in all seasons, that's pretty consistent with just my rhythm. So I know to be active during that time versus, or to be scheduling calls. So right now I'm scheduling most of my calls during that time because it's talking and it's not requiring me to be like, why is this reconciliation on type mode? So understanding that I think can help, where your feet are. It's really hard when you're in corporate, but if you can restructure your corporate workload, like, okay, I'm going to respond to emails, then I'm going to, work on this task. That will help a little bit. And then having pen and paper. I know a couple of people just bought the Remarkable, which is a digital notebook. That might help you like take notes and just have this running notebook without having like actual paper that you're trying to keep up with digitally. And then you'll have it at work and home because you'll just take it with you. I just said Remarkable. It is a tablet and I don't have mine by me. It's just digital paper. It's expensive paper, but I do like it.
Expensive paper.
Yes, Sandra is the reason we all got it. That's real. And then
Sandra should be getting commission off of that at this point, huh?
There is an affiliate now. $40 if someone signs up for you, by the way, and they get $40.
It is the total best thing ever. It reduces your paper, the clutter, everything's all in one spot, all the different files for each client. It's just amazing.
Yeah, I keep saying I need to make that investment.
Hey, Sandra, didn't you say something about Remarkable 2? Also
Yeah,
at one
it's
point?
Remarkable too. It's I think the Remarkable 2 is just the upgraded one from the Remarkable. It's just a newer version. And that's what I was suggested to buy when I was talking to my client that had one. And I kept saying, what is that? And so finally he like showed me everything it could do. It can do so much more than what I do, but I'm trying to get there to use all of its features. But I've had my watch and my phone for 3 years and still don't do all the features it does either. So I don't think I'm going to get there anytime soon.
I am referring to the Remarkable 2. That's the main one that they're pushing right now. The Remarkable 1, version 1, does have a lot of lag in it. They made some really needed improvements on number 2, which is why I didn't buy it a year ago. So I'm really glad that you brought it back up. Oh, Kyle just bought it to me. But
Oh, look,
It is an investment.
it's really thin. Like, oh, I have my iPad, but it's thinner than the iPad Air.
It's really light. I mean, it is an investment, and the $297, but then you buy the case and you have to buy the pen, and it is a monthly subscription. So, but it's still better than using a pen and paper.
Oh my gosh, I've been looking at that, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to spend the money on it. Do you love it?
Love it.
So
I can
several
toss it
people
in
have
my
bought it.
purse. Just toss it in my purse and I have all my notes with me.
but is it easy to like, okay, so you take notes for one client, is it easy to, can you do folders to easily like find old notes? Can you like download your notes and put them like in a Google Drive? How does all that work? You can?
Yep.
Hmm.
You can sync it with your Dropbox. I have Dropbox. I love my Dropbox, but I can sync it to my Dropbox.
Yep. I sent it to my Google Drive.
The amount of paper that I go through and waste, I think this would really help with the messiness of the desk.
Well, I had a spiral, like 3 spirals, and every time I ran out the door to a client meeting, I'd just grab a spiral, and then I would have to be like, oh, wait, what spiral did I write those notes in? And I'm thumbing through them all, trying to figure out what the heck, and I never could find them, or the paper got lost. So this organizes me so well.
Could you do, maybe we can do a live and demonstrate that product and how you use it?
That would be awesome.
That'd be fun.
Sandra would love that.
I am like such an advocate for this thing, only because it has cleared so much clutter out of my life that it's like a relief. I don't have to figure out where, I'm trying to organize myself, and this has truly helped.
So Black Friday is not that far away. I wonder if they would do a deal if
Ooh.
we waited until then.
That's a good idea. They might.
I do
Worth a
have
shot.
$40 off in my email for anyone. I haven't like gone through their process, but if you want that, if you don't want to wait, let me know.
Mindy, Overwhelm YouTube video is by Mel Robbins.
That's a great video. Really. Like any kind of brain dump.
Yes.
Like that,
Yep.
Oh, I've got all these ideas going, and your brain wants to hold on to it because it's not, it doesn't want to let it go because it might be lost. Just dump it.
Yep, it's awesome. I don't know if I missed anybody else's comments. I'm trying to keep up with them here, y'all. Let's see, Julie, I haven't 100% committed to starting my business. I'm looking for a job. Any suggestions on how to make a decision? I'm usually very decisive, but can't make one here. I mean, I would definitely just consider, I mean, for some people, owning a business is not their thing. It's just not for everybody. And like for me, I could not imagine going back working for somebody at this point, because I like to be able to drop my daughter off at school, go pick her up, go to all the activities and stuff, and like working for somebody else like that just usually cannot happen. I can make my schedule, and I have more control over how much I make. Her and I joke all the time because she's competition baton twirler, fees come up and stuff, and it's like, oh shoot, I need to go find another client to be able to pay for this new competition that's coming up and stuff like that. So every time she wants something, she's like, well, just go get another client, or whatever the case is, you know. So like we joke about that all the time. But when you work like a corporate job, that's not always the case. You don't really have that much control over how much money you make and stuff like that. But when you are working for yourself and stuff, but we're happy. I mean, we're here to definitely help you work through whatever you need if you're interested in starting your new business. I mean, starting a business. I'm assuming bookkeeping. I'm not 100% sure. I know we have a lot of bookkeepers here. Okay, did I miss anybody else's questions? I think that was everything. Okay, so bookkeeping. Yeah, Julie, I mean, we have myself and Sherry and 12 other bookkeepers, I believe, that are coaching in here. So we are more than happy to help you talk through that process, see what that looks like. But again, of course, owning a business is not for everybody, but if you want to talk through it, we are happy to talk through that. I think so. Is that right, Sherry? 12 coaches?
I think it might be more. I'm pulling up.
Oh, might be more. Okay.
Thought
Even better.
might be 12. There might, yeah. I haven't counted in a while. I think it's at least 12 for me, Philip. And I'll tell you guys that, well, can I tell all of the names on here? You tell
I
me.
mean, I guess most of them are doing one-on-one, so their name's on the link anyway.
Okay, yeah.
On the calendar link.
Sorry, it's taking me way too many clicks. Okay. So oh, 12, yeah, 12. Okay, so Abby, Bonnie, Carla. I'm just giving first names: Chelsea, Caitlin, Kristen, Kyle, Mara, Megan, Sandra, me, and Jara. So. And then
an amazing list.
Yeah. At least that's who's on the calendar right now. So.
And all of them ladies are wonderful. They're there for you. They will help you. They're very nice. They're very kind. So.
Thank you for that, Belita.
Yes.
Well, I did hear though, Bonnie's kind of mean. I don't know. Just saying.
I don't mince my words, I guess is what you could say.
Or she's unprofessional.
She's unprofessional.
Oh, very unprofessional. Yeah. Yeah, I can be
like one of the most professional people in their group. Let's be real.
Right. Exactly. Okay, let's see. Emily said, when I schedule a one-on-one, am I clicking on the preferences under each name, or will it show me the availability of who all I clicked on? So you will, unfortunately, the way Calendly is set up, you do have to click on like one person. Like if you see, let's just say Jara, for example, you need e-commerce help. If you see e-commerce under her name and then you see e-commerce under Mora's name or whoever, and I'm just throwing those names out there, I don't remember who all is doing what, but if you click on Jara's name and go to e-commerce, it'll pull up her particular calendar, so you can see what time she has available. If you need a different time, then you would have to go back to the link again, take it off, switch it around, click on whoever else and go see. But we have it set up that way so y'all can see, because some people want to work with a particular person. Some people have a particular issue that they need to work on. So you can see who can help with what issues and stuff. So we have that broken out and set up like that for that reason. So just pick one person at a time, unfortunately.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. And if you have any other questions with all that, definitely feel free to let me know. We do have 7 minutes left. I know Sherry and I have another call at 11, so we do have to hop off at 11. So real quick, if anybody is interested in what we've talked about here today, we can dig in a lot deeper with one-on-ones on individual coaching level basis, as well as in our paid group. If you pay our monthly subscription, you have 2 free one-on-ones a month. Plus we have 2 weekly coaching calls in that group as well. So like this week we did mindset on Wednesdays. Next week will be marketing on Wednesday. And then today on Thursdays, we have what we call a co-working call. So any questions you have, bookkeeping questions, the marketing questions, hey, whatever you have that comes up, you can ask those questions to the coach that's on that call. And then we have the support group as well, that is monitored by the coaches daily to make sure you get an answer to your questions. Our group over here in Moms has blown up, as most of y'all have seen. So we are trying to answer as much as we can here, but everybody is definitely making sure everything gets answered over there in the coaching business group. So, but if you need the link, it's cb4s.biz if you want to sign up for anything. We did continue our Labor Day special just because of everything that's going on right now. Currently, we want to help all of y'all as much as we possibly can. So it is still $300 a month if you want to sign up for the monthly program. We do have the just one-on-ones that you can purchase. You can purchase 1 or you can purchase 3 hours at a time. All of that stuff is in the featured post in this group. Oh, I also forgot to throw in the paid group, you get free webinars. So when we do the webinars, like the cleanup webinar that's coming up, that would be free to you, but it will be available to purchase to anybody that's in the free group as well. So something else to just throw in there.
I have a question about the co-working calls.
Yep.
Those are always on Thursdays. And how long are they typically? How long?
About an hour. And y'all, we can adjust some of these times if we need to as the group continues to grow. The times we have set up currently was something that worked better for the people that were in the program at the time. So if we need to adjust or times start not working for everybody, we can try to adjust those. Those are recorded as well. So you can catch the replays later too.
What time are the Wednesday and Thursday calls?
Wednesday 10 a.m. right now, and Thursday is, and these are Central Time, y'all, 3 p.m. Central right now.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
The paid group can be found in the link that was posted.
Correct. cb4s .biz. When you sign up, when we get the notification that you've signed up, we will invite you to that group so you can join that group, and then you'll find all the event tabs and all that stuff, information in that paid Facebook group.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. And y'all, if you have any questions about that, or you run into any issues or anything trying to sign up, feel free to post in the group or send me a message. If you send me a message, I'll probably see it before I see the post in the group, just because Facebook's been blowing up lately. I feel sad that I'm only just now getting a client, so I haven't really gotten to be coached by any of you yet. Oh, well, Jennifer, we are still here and want to help as much as we can from here. Of course, definitely take advantage of whatever resources you have over there as well, because you've already paid for that. But we're here. We're not going nowhere.
Very true.
Hey, everyone. They just say hi.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey.
So yeah, we have a couple of coaches on. Chelsea just joined. Sandra's here. She was talking about the remarkable. And then Bonnie's here. And Eileen's doing a webinar with us on Monday. So watch the Facebook group if you haven't, for more details if you want that. For sure. And then I was gonna say, there was, a note about, end of year trainings, things like that. And I wanted to add, yes, absolutely. We're also working on a 1099 training with Merrill Taylor.
Yes. Yeah. And if y'all see a need, like if y'all have a need for specific training or to be coached on a certain area or something like that, like definitely feel free to let us know, because if it's not something, it could be something where we're already in the works of doing. But if it's not, it's definitely something we can look into. We have a ton of coaches here with a wide range of experience. So we probably have somebody who is capable of helping and assisting, but if not, we can definitely find the person who would be able to do that for you guys. So definitely like feel free to ask, let us know. We want y'all's response. We've started this program and built this program off of what y'all's needs are and where y'all feel like y'all need supported, because that's the reason why we're doing this. How many webinars do you plan to do per month? We're talking right now, I think 2 webinars a month is kind of our plan. The cleanup webinar is going to be huge though, so it may just be 1, but is that?
We're kind of counting, so Eileen, we're doing a free training with Eileen as kind of a training webinar format that we're not really counting that one in one of the 2 because we're giving that one to everyone, right? But the cleanup is over 4 or 5 days. And so we're just going to focus on that one for the month of October.
So
after that, there'll be at least 2.
is there some place when you do a webinar, is there some place that members of your paid group or people who just pay for the webinar log in to view it later, or how does that work?
So for the cleanup, we are trying, I actually have like a landing page I'm putting together for that so that you guys every day get the Zoom links and what the topic. So you guys in an email, so you'll get an email, a text, all of that info surrounding that day's training. And then for like the Upwork one that I did, I sent out everything. So it was streamed live in the paid group. And then the link was emailed to everyone the night before. And then, so it was all done via Zoom. And then we're moving those to a different platform after they're done so that you have access to them later.
And they're interactive webinars where people ask questions as you're presenting on the topic, or?
It'll depend on the webinar and the webinar topic. Some of it will be presentation. So on Upwork, there, like I presented the information and then asked questions or paused for questions, which is typical of like a webinar training.
Okay.
It'll be a prepared presentation and training, not just getting on to talk about it.
Awesome.
Mindy, our webinar price is going to be $47 per webinar. What did we say? Do you remember the price we said for? Or I don't know if we for sure have set the price because we're still just trying to determine how long it will be for the cleanup one. So the cleanup one will be a little bit more because it's going to be more extensive and way more detail that we're providing and more coaches involved and stuff like that. So typically a webinar will be about an hour and 47 for that information. Sherry's Upwork webinar went way longer and she had tons of information. So you got way more value for sure. So that could happen as well. It just depends on how much information is there to provide on those topics and stuff like that. So like the cleanup one will be a little bit more just because of the days and stuff. Yes, all of them are available to purchase after the fact. So if you want to purchase after or later because hey, a cleanup came up and now I really need it, or now I want to try Upwork and I didn't try it later, yeah, they will be able to be purchased.
And you'll be able to go back and replay it for yourself. You'll get a copy.
So like the one that Sherry did, I think it was last week, how do you go back and find those to purchase?
Now I haven't had time this week to move it to the other platform for you to purchase. So if you want to purchase that, you can message me or comment on the Upwork post that we had.
Okay.
Yeah. So it would be in there's a Stripe link right now to purchase that. Still technically up.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Okay, yeah, you can go purchase it in the replay. Okay, guys. I think we got through all the questions in the chat. If not, post it in the moms group, tag us. We'll get that and get you an answer. If you sign up or you're in the paid group, I know Sandra and Bonnie sometimes hops on the co-working call, so everyone will look forward to seeing you there. Sandra's hosting right now that call for everyone. Yay. But if you need anything, we're here for you. I know Megan and I do have to jump off for another meeting, as much as we would love to hang out and keep talking.
Hey Sherry, can I just ask one question?
Yes, you can.
So if you buy the 3-hour bundle, does that give you access to the group, or is it just for the one-on-one time?
That is just for the one-to-ones. The $3.90 bundle is just for one-to-ones. Is that it?
So there's a bundle for one-to-ones. How much are they per call though?
If you buy them just individually, they're $75 each.
Okay.
That link is in the Calendly link.
Yep.
I should probably edit that description. Anything else?
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, guys, y'all have an awesome day.